This is DJ Taya live at Gen Con here with Panthanon Press to ask them a little bit about their game company and the things they do. So, can you tell us a little bit about your company? Most of the games you actually provide, things like that.
Sure. My name's Rob. I'm president of Panthanon Press here with my colleague and editor-in-chief, Jason Healy. Oh, that was a pretty game show. We have a couple of things that we had put out. We started with a D&D compatible world setting called Novus, and it came out just as D&D 4 was coming out, as well as the Pathfinder was kind of starting. So we kind of went D20 with it, and it met with some decent success, and it was nominated for an Emmy when it came out. And we've also got a couple of books that will supplement it. Mm-hmm. So we have the campaign setting and Adversary's Almanac for it, and there are some alternate rules because the world in that book has been kind of set up a little bit further in time, in that we have some printing presses and some guns. So all your standard races. Guns. Who doesn't love guns? Let's be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
Swords and bang, right? And then after that, we started out with a little new way to do things. Our own system called Fortune's Fool. It is a tarot card-based conflict resolution system, in that there are no dice. You draw a card from the deck, and the card draw will tell you how successful you are or how unsuccessful you are based on your character's luck and basic ability.
Okay, so instead of dice with the Fortune's Fool, it's cards.
It is cards.
Nice. That's actually probably a big change compared to a lot of the games they have here at Gen Con. I've seen most of them are either strictly card games or they're strictly dice games. Mm-hmm. And this seems like it's kind of a mix of both in a way. It's got kind of the dice game feel, but with cards.
That's right. The card mechanic that we use is very mechanical. It's there are a couple other games that may use the tarot deck, and it's sort of like you draw the strength, so you feel really strong about it. No, this is if you draw the strength, you draw strength. You've successfully you've critically succeeded or critically failed, or and that has a bunch of numbers prescribed to it, so it has a definite. Feel that you can get in there and really work with the math of the system. Yeah.
The basic structure is if you have a skill rating, say, of 5, and you draw a card and it says the Ace of Wands, Ace is lower than 5, you had succeeded. That sort of thing. Yes. And then the Major Arcana, Strength, the Hierophant, and all those, at character creation, you are circling those on your character sheet, depending on your choices in your life path. You can be very, very lucky and have many of them circled, or not so lucky and have only a few. So when you draw them, you go, oh, is this circled? Yes, super success. Not, I got shot in the face.
That'll happen.
Because there are guns in this game too.
Yeah, we love guns.
Actually, I think most of my listeners like guns too.
Terrific.
Yeah, Fortune Tell the setting.
Fortune's Fool is set in the Renaissance of our world, with the minor exception of that there are elves and dwarves and magic, stuff that races that you'd be familiar with, having played any sort of fantasy game. But they're set in the real world of Renaissance Europe. So, for instance, the Pope happens to be an elf. It happens.
A Christian.
He's a Christian
elf.
He's a
religion
yes.
is a character choice in the game, and it modifies your luck structure and your basic behavior as a character.
A Catholic elf. I'm still kind of
right.
Yeah,
I know.
Think about it.
How about a Catholic orc?
Yeah, it's possible.
Orcs are from Russia and that region. They can have several religion choices. That sort of stuff. I see you're confused.
No, my mind's just a little blown at the fact Catholic elf and then Catholic orc.
Right?
Yes, of course.
Protestant halfling.
Always good.
Interesting, actually.
Yeah. So, the way we sort of have set it up, we talk a little bit about the actual history of Renaissance Europe, and give it a little bit of like, here in Prussia this is happening, over there in England this is happening. But what we like to say is that don't get tied down to specific historical events if you don't want to while you're playing or running this game. For instance, if you want to rescue Galileo from the Catholic Church in one adventure, and then talk to Shakespeare in the next adventure. Now, in history, these guys lived about 200 years, 300 years apart. But we can just say, just sort of the feel of the Renaissance. People think
So it's really
know.
flexible.
Yeah.
It's the
We don't
Renaissance
want you-
era,
right.
but it's not a specific
We don't,
year.
yeah, we
We don't want you
whatever
to
works for
adhere to history, be a slave. Make history your slave.
Ooh.
I'll show you history.
That's something else.
I don't mean like in a weird way. I mean like, look, history, I'm in charge now.
Oh, that's better.
Finally,
That's better.
I'll get an A in that history test. The one I'm in control of.
And I'm seeing some of your other books. It looks like you got Cthulhu books.
Yes, all we have here. So we partnered with Chronicle City to do the second printing of Fortune's Full, and Chronicle City also has partnered with a number of other
Small companies,
small
yeah.
developers like ourselves, and publishing a great deal of exciting games like Octoon Cthulhu, which is a World War II Cthulhu setting, essentially. And if you want to be
Everyone loves
1939. Everyone
Yeah,
loves
right.
Cthulhu. Octoon Cthulhu is really hugely popular. As you can see, also it's nominated for an Emmy
Yeah.
this year.
Oh, we won an Emmy for Fortune's Full
And we
last
won
year.
yes,
2 years ago. 2 years ago.
We got a Judge's Choice Emmy.
Yep.
And we're very excited.
Very
and
proud of
about
that. And so we have the main core rules for Fortune's Fool. We've got an adventure out called Pinocchio, Wood Golden Gone Wild.
That's free.
That's a free adventure. Gets you intro to the system. We've got Grim Tales, which is a campaign for Fortune's Fool, multiple adventures in one book. What else do we have?
The
Players.
The Fool's
Companion, which is some more options for you, your players, more magic, more skills, things like that.
And we're currently working on a book that's set in India of the same time. So we should have gone over to that exciting continent. That's just about when the British East India Company just started getting ties, and we talk about the relationship between the different religions and different factions that were there, and obviously give some more a couple more races to play, more magic, and more skills.
Can always use more magic.
Always use more magic. It's important is to add the ability to ride an elephant into battle for a game set in India, or Hindustan as we sort of call it back then. So that's we put that in there, and it is we've play tested a bunch, and it's very exciting when a giant elephant smashes into another giant elephant.
Well, let's see. You've got Fortune's Fool, which is based in Renaissance England. You'll
Yes.
have this next one in India.
Yes.
What other places are you thinking of visiting with future games?
Well, Rob and I are working on a sort of a reskinning of the entire Fortune's Fool setting that's more set in the golden age of piracy.
Ooh.
Which is a little further on than the Renaissance, but not that much further on. So we're going to add a few more, make guns a little more plentiful, throw in some boat, rules for ship-to-ship combat, and we've sort of overhauled the entire creation. Not overhauled it exactly, but sort of
restructured it a little bit.
The character creation system. So it's less about what your religion is specifically. It's just more about what you believe. They could be just superstitious, because a lot of pirates are very superstitious.
Right.
and
It's
they don't
also
really care if you're a
geared toward more your choices around your career.
Yeah.
So, whereas in Fortune's Fool Character Creation Standard, you go down a line and you say, okay, I'm this old, I'm this big, I was born in this order, to this kind of parents in this kind of setting, and ours will say, okay, once you hit a certain point, did you go to be a pirate? Were you in the Navy, or did you stay on land? And then it continues down those paths based on those choices. So certain things are de-emphasized, other choices are emphasized from the main system, and
It's still in the early stages of development.
yeah, but that's kind of what I think we're looking at.
Yeah,
Still,
definitely.
adding pirates.
Adding
Pirates are
pirates.
everyone's
Pirates
favorite.
are big.
Pirates are big. Everyone loves a pirate.
And we're hoping to.
It seems everyone likes guns and everyone likes pirates.
And pirates have guns.
Most of the time.
Most of the time, they
Cannons.
And cannons.
Oh, yeah,
we're gonna have those obviously for blowing up ships.
Sure.
So and essentially, all of everything but the core rulebook is available. Sorry. All of our stuff is available in PDF format. The second printing of the core rulebook is available now,
Hard copy.
and we're in the process of getting basically a second printing of our campaign Grim Tales, and an actual printing of the Fool's Companion, which hasn't been in print yet. We've only had it in PDF, and eventually, down further on the line, we'll get Tales from the Ganges, which is our India supplement. Get that in print and in PDF, and
Then what? Who knows?
And then the future.
In the future, we'll be printing from our hover cars.
Well, it seems like every other game here, most of them seem to have tables over in one of the other exhibit halls with, you can basically try the game. Mm-hmm. Are you guys doing that as well, or is it more...
I'm running 4 games as in events. They have those.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it's just Rob and I here at Gen Con this year, so we don't have enough manpower to actually also set up one of those sort of demo tables. But our adventures are always pretty popular. We get people coming back year after year to play another purposeful adventure. And at the moment we're all sold out. Hopefully those people will actually show up.
Yeah.
And we'll show them the game and send them back over here to look at all the books.
Yeah.
Oh. I cannot think of anything else I would actually like to ask. I'm kind of winging it today because I lost all of my interview notes.
What are some common things people ask us? One common question is, how is it that you guys are so handsome? I say, I don't know. It just kind of happened that way, I guess.
I don't know. I think the listeners are going to need picture proof for that one. So after the interview, I'm getting a picture with you.
Just probably take a picture of Brad Pitt and just say greater than. That's all you need, right? Just trust us.
Well, there's no shortage of ego.
Right?
That's why he's the president.
I'm the president.
He punched me to be president.
Right.
I'm going to be president.
Right. It was a very violent affair.
He was a coup. It was a violent coup.
Oh, wow.
What other questions? What games do we like to play that aren't Fortune School, maybe?
True. I should have asked that.
I got that one.
There you go.
I don't know.
Maybe you should be interviewing her.
I'll show you. Sure. No, we do a lot of different types of games. I'm lucky in that Jason is, primarily the game runner, the GM in the group that we have back home. And when I come to Gen Con, I try some stuff, but I don't come here to game specifically because I have a lot of gaming back home. Jason, some other friends, and I get together pretty much weekly to do this sort of thing. We play Pathfinder and Star Wars games. Pretty much we run the gamut of game types because I like to buy them and then, let's play this now. Great. Let's play this. Yes. Hooray.
And I think give basically a shout out to our lead designer, Jay Stratton, who is also back in New York with us.
Absolutely.
And this is his brainchild, and so he also likes to run games as well. And we do a lot of playtesting with this, but like every once in a while too, he'll run something that is of his own creation, that's what he loves to do is just sort of create his own games for us to play, and we've had a couple of lots of good times with that.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yes,
it is a lot of fun. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here for us this weekend. He is traveling for work.
Yes, he's an actor.
He's an actor, so he's acting out of state.
Actor that also plays games.
Yeah.
Plays and writes them.
And
this guy.
He's a big nerd.
He, develops and plays games. Of course he's a nerd.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, name 2 people here that aren't nerds.
Well, here.
I can't.
This is
can't.
Mecca.
There are none.
Exactly. Alrighty, well, thank you both very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.